Good afternoon and welcome back to our virtual annual meeting. We're very glad to be with you. As you know, my name is Brandon Davis. I'm a labor and employment partner at Phelps Dunbar in New Orleans, and I also had the honor to serve as your chamber chair this year. We've been taking very intimate looks at exciting issues going on in the New Orleans business community, and we're bringing that to you virtually because we can't share it with you as we normally do together. Today, we're speaking with David Ellis, CEO of Entergy New Orleans. And David, thank you so much for being with us. And the last time we were together, it was at the Hyatt at last year's meeting.
Yes.
But of course, we are doing this virtually now. But I just wanted to talk about your outlook for 2020 as well as 2021 and tell us what's going on with your company.
Well, great. We're doing some very exciting things, and thank you for that.
Absolutely.
One of the things that's most exciting to me is our new New Orleans solar station located in the east on NASA's premise. That is a 20 megawatt facility, all aimed toward achieving some of our sustainability goals, driving out carbon, delivering clean energy to New Orleanians, and helping us with our power supply needs here in New Orleans.
Sustainability kind of ties in with the ongoing commentary about climate change.
Absolutely.
And growth. How does that particularly tie into what you're trying to accomplish in the New Orleans area?
Well, we're affected by climate change more than most other regions around the U.S., as evidenced by the storms that come here, the frequency and the strength of those storms. And 2020 was fairly unique in that it brought a number of named storms directly to us through the Gulf. I'll use as an example the last storm, Zeta. Zeta, we expected to be a tropical storm.
It was not.
It was not. It strengthened, became a Category 2 and almost a Category 3 storm. And whether or not we'll continue to see those kinds of storms with that strength and at the cadence that we saw them this year, we're putting a number of things in place to help us to be a bit more resilient. And some of that includes installing new solar assets. That includes New Orleans Solar Station that we just referenced, but also other stations that we're putting in place and technologies to help us to identify outages and to restore power more readily.
Well, so as you're restoring power more readily and you're doing these projects, one question that I have is, New Orleans in general is a very unique place.
It is.
I would say it's the happiest place on earth, but somebody else has that slogan. But it really is the best place on earth in terms of the cosmopolitan nature of this city.
Yes.
Given the unique aspects of New Orleans, what particular advantages does Entergy have in being here?
Some of the advantages that we have are also disadvantages, but they provide opportunities to us. So we're located in the Gulf South. No better place on earth, as you said.
No better place on earth.
And so that gives us a unique opportunity to see what's happening from climate change and to react to it and build in a tolerance and a kind of resilience that you won't see anywhere else. So I'm not a prognosticator, but if I was, I'd say over time, we're going to build in such resilience, such technology that others will want to come here to see how we're doing what we're doing. New Orleanians are resilient people anyway, and we need to be resilient with them.
Resilient. So at least in my neighborhood in Lakeview, New Orleans, I applauded when the linemen arrived after the storm. I thought that the communications by way of text and the technology and the way that Entergy used technology was splendid in communicating with the community and kind of getting us back up and running. You mentioned opportunities, turning disadvantages into opportunities, and in my view, that was an example of how you did that. Can you expound on how you're doing that in other areas?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We recently put in a lot of advanced metering infrastructure. That metering infrastructure gives us insights down to the customer's premise, whether it's residential or commercial, and tells us when there are problems at certain locations. Prior to that, we had to rely on people calling us and telling us where the problems were. and then dispatching crews to go and find the sources of the problems. But now we have a lot more distributed intelligence in place, and that will continue.
So this is almost year in, and we're entering a new era in terms of energy policy and possibly environmental policy, both on a national level and a global level. Where do you think we're going, and how's Entergy going to respond?
Well, that's a great question. We'll continue to deploy solar resources because those resources, while not what we call baseload resources, like nuclear, nuclear is also non-carbon emitting. We need that, but the solar resources are great resources because they're non-carbon emitting, they're very effective, and we're able to drive, again, more sustainability, clean up the environment in a way. So we're going to be doing that across our system. I'll just mention that we have two other resources that are going into place. We talked a little bit about that, and that's called our IRIS solar station and our St. James solar station, 50 megawatts and 20 megawatts respectively. And so in total, when we're finished, about Q2 2021, we will have increased our solar portfolio to about 10%. And that's significant for any energy company.
Well, David, look, on behalf of the Chamber as well as the business community, we commend you on your excellent work.
Thank you.
We ask that you continue to do a great job, and we know that you will. And thanks so much for joining us with the Chamber.
Pleasure.
Thanks for joining us to listen to these wonderful inputs from David Ellis at Entergy. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow for even more insights in New Orleans business community.